we kickstart the news review. Joining us, I feel like a ring announcer in the blue corner. He's a former president of the Ghana Journalists Association. I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Roland. What nickname will I give you? Roland, the world beater, Afel Body.
Thank you, Ben. Unbeatable Ben.
And since it's in boxing, there's the blue corner and the red corner. So I'll have to give the red corner to our very own LPG's finest.
Yes.
You know how a white man pronouncing your name would go like, Kofi, and murder your surname. Kofi Akpalu, good to have you join the conversation.
Yeah, good to have.
I want to find out, are you taking advice from Bukom Banku? Is that why you are decked in all white today? Because there's white here, white there, your sneakers, Reebok, white. Reebok is famous for white. And then even your hair and your beard is gray. So right now, you are white throughout. Are you an angel?
Oh, because I'm a Votarian.
What does that? I thought it was red. My people, I thought it was red.
Oh,
that
no.
Was,
We the Votarians from the Anglo land, we believe in holiness.
Oh, okay. So
the man.
Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So white is symbolic of
Holiness.
I see.
And a man of the Holy Spirit.
So are you a holy man?
Oh, yes. I'm full of the Holy Spirit.
Are you a holy man?
Yes. Very
politically holy?
in everything. In all.
Spotless? Because even the Bible says, for all have sinned and fallen short of the...
No, so far as there's something here, it means it can never be spotless.
Okay.
Hey, Dama.
Oh, I'm human being.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, all right. So you are not spotless?
Yes.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
You are a human being.
But I'm full of the Holy Spirit.
You're full of the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, that is understandable. The Bible will also say, even the righteous man sins 7 times in a day. But anyway, let's get into... Before we get into the papers, I had to sift through because some of the papers, I mean, like we were discussing, it's sheer propaganda. So
propaganda,
I throw those ones aside, and then I'm being honest, some of the papers.
Yeah, it's true.
So we have what? Only 4. You have 2. He has 1. I have 1. But like we always do, I'd like to find out, is there anything topical that has come up? There's the Attorney General's bit, the Dr. Kasialato Forson trial. There's Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, who has been given that. And you have a member of parliament on the NPP side saying, this guy, no way. And he's a member of the National Executive Council. There are other stories, human stories. I mean, which story have you followed? What is something that you're passionate about? There's the South situation, Santro Kofi, Akpafu, Likbe, and Lolobi, and how they're going to get to vote in the 2024 elections. The IPAC, the EC is saying, the NDC is doing well and all of that. But to cure some of the mischief that has been happening, that's what it says, maybe the press should be allowed into IPAC meetings and all of that. The National Peace Council, I mean, so many. But what would you like to talk about? Kofi, I'll start with you.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Good morning, my brother and former president of the GNJ, a very noble man. I like him from afar, and I'm happy to be on the same set with him this morning.
Well, today you've met him.
So do I qualify to be a running mate?
Why not? it will be a fantastic partnership. Yeah, so I would love to have it.
Okay.
And, in fact, I'm not happy with the way NDC is handling this Atto-Forson case.
You're not happy?
Yeah, I'm not happy.
Why?
Because,
the NDC?
NDC.
Okay.
The way they are handling it. I'm not happy because, that gentleman is a perfect gentleman. I like his political style.
The Attorney General?
No, I'm talking about
Dr. Atto-Forson.
Dr. Atto-Forson.
Atto-Forson, okay.
He's a nobleman, a gentleman, and I like him personally. And the way he conducts himself, I mean, I like the way he does things in the public. But the way NDC is handling the issue, I think they need to rethink and see how these things can be done and done properly. Because I don't like that even commentary that they pass after the court session.
But that has become the norm. You know, at a point, the justice of the court had to come out and say they should stop talking so much, both parties. But that has become the norm.
Yeah.
So the Attorney General's group, they would finish, they would talk about it, and you see, I mean, even when the Attorney General was in London just a few days ago, he was talking about this all the way in London, and that you see the case has fallen in water, and Jakpa, and this and that. I mean, that has become the norm. It's a bit sad, but that is where we are now.
You see, if they will stop the commentary to help the case, you know, they can judge you. You know, this, how much is involved? 2.37 million euros.
Yeah.
I don't think it's something that it should even come out. People talking about it left and right, condemning each other and all those kind of stuff. I don't think, you see, that gentleman, I don't think, I don't want to go to that.
But let's just look at it this way. Some people have been astounded at these developments because questions have been asked. This issue has been going on for how many years now?
Yeah.
Is it because it's an electoral year that is coming to the fore? I mean, you see this, these things happen. The Airbus scandal, when it's an election year, you hear it's come.
Yeah.
Once the elections are over, it will die.
Perfect,
But the key point is, from the Jakpa and other angles,
Yeah.
in the end, what you want to do for the state, look at the difference between what we did for, what's the gentleman's name? The bank, Atuesian.
Yeah.
Right? We wanted the money. And so we're giving him, we're giving him the court rule that he should be given time. And when he was unable to do so, then we had to put him in the tin or the can. In this instance, an offer was made to pay north of 2 million euros. It was rejected. The question is, why? That could help some area without roads, without a hospital, put up something. In fact, you could take the money and still prosecute the person. So there are so many, it leaves a lot to be desired, especially with what Mr. Jakpa, is it Richard Jakpa, has also brought up in terms of his engagement with the Attorney General and all of that. For me, it's sordid and it's tainting the system in very negative ways. Because then, now when people start saying, oh, go to court, you ask yourself, they say when a blind man will stone you, says he will stone you, it means his foot is on something. Is that, I'm not saying it is, but is that what is going on? It's I mean, but anyway. I don't know whether you have any, I just want us to do this quickly so that if you have any thoughts on that, you can share and then share your own very quickly. And then we can
let me add that a critical element of rule of law is confidence in the law. Once the confidence in the law
is eroded,
it's on the wane, then we should check it. It can spell doom. Yeah, so that's something which will, because Jakpa seems to be winning, or if he hasn't already won the battle as far as public opinion is concerned. Let's pray and hope that the law would take its course in a fair manner, which was acceptable to critical watchers.
Well, having said that, let's quickly look at some of the papers. I'll just be your guide by starting first, so you know how to quickly go through the papers, and then we can have more time to discuss many other aspects. I'll start with the Daily Guide newspaper. Government doubles leap cash. Dakwa Newman pictured there. Communication Ministry trains over 39,000 in digital skills. 2.37 million euro ambulance case. Jakpa admits receiving 700,000 euros. U.S. group supports science, math, and education. Cop shot dead. That story is on page 6. On the back page, when it comes to sports, MOFA screens Eurogroup stages thrills. I'm not talking about the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. No, I'm talking about the Moses Fo Amwening production. Yeah, that's MOFA here. Ronaldo talk inspired Georgia upset, and Georgia hero Kvecha Kvaratskhelia says a pre-match meeting with Cristiano Ronaldo helped inspire belief that his team could cause a historic upset against Portugal and qualify for the round of 16 of Euro 2024 on Wednesday. Georgia went on to win by 2 goals to nothing, the second via a penalty. And, of course, Portugal had already qualified.
Yeah.
So this was like a gift, maybe, to them. Let's get the fight on. Joshua Dares Fury. I'm talking about Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Both of them having lost to Alexander Usyk. Are you interested in pugilism, boxing? Are you a fan?
I'm addicted to football.
Football?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you like boxing?
Not at all.
Not at all?
No. Anything violent.
So if they guaranteed you a purse of about 3 million, let's use 2.37 million euros, and they said, get in the ring with maybe Aite Powers,
No.
Basti Samir, or Bukom Banku, you wouldn't dare.
No, I won't. Even to watch it, I won't even dare to watch it. Yeah, because when somebody gives somebody a knock or something like that, I can't even stand.
So you're very peaceful, pacific.
Exactly.
But let me ask you though, it's a point of interest. You're talking like this, but you know boxing is one of Ghana's major sports. It's our passion.
Yeah.
I mean, now it has waned, but if you remember the days of the DK Poisons, the Quartes, Iquates, and the rest, what would you do if you became president of Ghana?
Yeah.
You don't like boxing. Does that mean boxing?
Not at all.
What would you do?
I will pump more money into sports because I believe that we need to inject more money in there to develop talent.
Okay.
You understand? So there are a lot of disciplines in sports. So I won't say because I don't like this particular stuff. So no. I'll put money because everywhere it will create jobs and it will create wealth.
Right.
You know, if you invest more money in sports, we are going to create a lot of jobs and a lot of wealth for the country. So it's part of our manifesto to inject more cash into skills development.
Do you think enough is being done in sports, though? Because you look at even the African games that we organize here.
Yeah.
People in the buckets of, pickups, people using gear that is not suitable and all of that. And look at the millions we claimed we had spent on this enterprise. The University of Ghana Stadium, we say we expended how many millions on that, refurbishing it. What was the state of that place? What is the state of that place now, right? Then you look at recently, whether we honor those who win laurels for us. Our amputee team that traveled, went up north. Twice now, they've won, back to back. And they had to get jerseys from Cantamanto.
So sad.
I mean, not what they used while performing, but if they have to train with jerseys in Cantamanto and their counterparts, and they win comeback, they don't even get to see the president. They kept making calls. They don't get to. But when they go and see the former president, then it becomes, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you feel we are doing enough for our heroes generally, but especially in sports?
We are not doing much for them. We're not doing much for them.
So what would you do?
We will do much for them. We'll help them. You see, sports is business.
I agree.
So when you pump more money in there to grow it, okay, the people will end up getting more money. And then when you have effective tax administration, then it will encourage people to invest.
Right.
So the people will not spend money unnecessarily. Yeah, our tax system is not effective that much. So people don't see why they should invest. Okay, they spend money. Okay, so the sportsmen and women, when they are given that opportunity, whatever they are earning today, they'll be able to invest. Now, looking at the footballers, even for instance, even those who are playing our Premier
League,
yeah.
they are not even paying them well because
they are paid a pittance. Even the teams that win the league, how much are they going?
Yeah.
Samatex, how much are they going to?
Yeah, because you see, we are not
50,000.
We are not injecting money to train the kids when they are 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds. So we are not producing better players or quality players to that stage. So that is why people don't see why they should leave what they are doing to go to the stadium to watch.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So the teams are not getting money. The sports authority, they are also not getting it. You understand? So it ends up finding money somewhere to give to the players or maybe...
I mean, just to move away from there, the only thing that has worked, for example, is how you know, FIFA created a system, and I hear that door may even close soon because of where, for example, a player, even you look at the Mohamed Kudus and the others, because of teams that helped groom them from Ghana.
Okay. Yeah.
So when that person is bought for a huge amount somewhere, it trickles down and you get some of it. If not for that, I mean, you have some Samatex now complaining that they are preparing for the African, you know, club championship, and the road to their stadium is so bad. Yesterday, Muftar Nabila was, and I was saying that they should probably they are calling on government to come and, I don't think that thing will happen. You probably have to negotiate with maybe University of Ghana and start using their pitch for your local matches, and then away, even traveling. I mean, it's so bad. You want sports people of the caliber of Anthony Joshua and others, but you don't want to invest. How many of our sports people, recently, was it Ecuador? Like so many of our players, Ecuador's number 9
was wearing Ghana.
is Ghanaian. Look at the Dutch team. Look at the French team. Look at the Africans everywhere. And look at Memphis Depay and all of that. There's another one, I think, I don't know whether it's Frimpong or something.
And Dia.
Duku is
Gakpo. Yes,
Gakpo as well.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's mind-boggling. And you see, England has built England and Spain, just to end here. They have built all of these. Do you know the benefits? Look at the taxes alone they take from these players, earning £200,000 a week or something. Look at the tax component.
Yeah,
Look at what they are getting from the players. You earn your money, but they'll get their taxes.
£8 billion a year to the British economy.
Exactly.
Anyway, let's delve further into the papers. So I'll start with that story on page 3. Richard Jakpa, the businessman involved in the 2.37 million defective ambulance trial, yesterday admitted that his company was paid about 700,000 euros out of the amount paid by the government to Big C under the ambulance contract. The accused, while under cross-examination by Attorney General Godfrey Aboadame, admitted receiving 28.7%, although he said he was not sure of the nominal figures. It goes on and on. I'm sure we've followed these stories and all of that. But I'm also concerned, you know, about the entire Ataforsing saga, because there are those who have said, look, there are ways of dealing with letters of credit. And when this letter was written, it was not written ordering money to be released. It was written, directed to the central bank, the Bank of Ghana, and certain actions that had to be taken. But look, in the end, I guess we should leave the court to decide on this matter. But a case like this leaves a very sour taste. When the AG is a cool guy. I like him. I like young people in leadership and all of that. But this is not on, as Gen Zs will say. It is not on. And I don't like the messaging, the mirroring that is coming out. I mean, if a case is there, let it go on. Jakpa now saying, look, when you were telling me to feign illness, I was not sick. It was just at your behest. And I had to take this. Those things, if you look, have you listened to the tape?
Yeah, I have.
When you listen to the tape, it gets me worried. It does get me wondering, has justice been served in the past? Is justice being served? Will justice be served?
I think it's what prompted the judge to advise the Attorney General to recuse himself.
He's still in court, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still in court. And I don't just take it as an advice and not an order. So, but public opinion has said, we serve in favor of Jakpa. So let's hope justice will be done at the end.
Anyway, government doubles leap cash. That's a good one for me. Recently, I was with the Ghana Statistical Service. When it comes to multidimensional poverty in Ghana, it is bad, horrible. You sit in Accra and you think, even here in the Greater Accra region, sometimes go to the outskirts a bit, go to Ghana East, Ghana West, Ghana South. Sometimes you are. Is this still Accra? Are we still in Accra?
And here the figure is staggering 7.3 million.
Yes. Of our population, multidimensionally poor, in stark poverty. And when they say multidimensionally, so they are poor on so many levels. It could be that the person doesn't even have an education. Because of that, they're struggling to get work. They are not eating well. They don't have access to some of the basic things. I mean, poverty in such a and it's sad. Look at the resources we sit on. But the government, through the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, has made a significant stride in enhancing social welfare by doubling the cash grants for households benefiting from the Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program. This move comes after a previous 100% increment in June 2023. A statement issued by the sector minister, Daquan Newman, said households enrolled in the program would now receive double their previous cash grants, thereby significantly increasing financial assistance to these families. Under the previous grants, one-member households were entitled to 64 cedis, two-member households to 76, three-member households to 88, and four and above to 106. Now, the revised grant amounts will now see a one-member household receiving 256 Ghana cedis, two-member households 304 Ghana cedis, three-member households 352 Ghana cedis, and four-member households 424 Ghana cedis. So if you look at even the four-member households, from 106 to 424. That is great. But at the same time, while I intentionally read this story to salute them for the great things, because it will impact lives.
Step forward. Yeah.
But having said that, what is the rate of inflation? What is the cost of living? One tomato, 5 cedis. Yesterday, I was discussing with a friend at night. She was telling me, hey, I know your blunt thoughts today. I'm sure you're going to delve into that. But the cost of living and stuff. And she said to me, one yam is going for 80 cedis. And I said, no. A tuber of yam is between 30 and 50 cedis, at least from what I know. And she said, no, that is the white yam. Afasie.
Oh, I see.
The puna.
Oh.
You are getting it for about 80 Ghana cedis. I was stunned. Yes. So if they want puna, and they're getting a tuber for 80 Ghana cedis, assuming what my friend said, because she goes to market all the time. I don't all the time. 80 Ghana cedis. Preparing one meal for, let's say, a family of 4 or 5. What would that mean? So this is great initiative. I always love such interventionary programs.
Yeah.
Though sometimes they chop along the way. But
deserve to be.
But exactly, and that's why I'm doing that story. But the reality on the ground. I mean, nowadays you can buy food 60 cedis, and you're looking at the food like, is that all? Anyway, I don't know what your reflections are quickly, and then
cost of living,
we can go to other papers.
And that point can hardly be articulated. It's bitingly bitter, and people who have gainful employment are suffering. They cannot make ends meet. Not to talk about school fees, which are also skyrocketing.
They don't talk about it.
The private sector, there's absolutely no control. Proprietors do their own thing. It seems that the blind spot of the education authorities. So whilst we address these issues holistically, there's a need for the authority to also look at what is happening, especially in the private sector. And an average worker who earns about 4,000 cedis, how do you carve enough money to pay for 3 children whose fees range from 5,000 sometimes to 6,000? It's absolutely...
And if you talk of average worker in Ghana, you are talking of someone earning anything between 800 and 1,700 Ghana cedis. That's it. Even those earning 2,000 plus, they are not that... That's the reality. So how will you cope? That's why
Ghanaians have been labeled as magicians.
But you see, it's not magic. If people are so hard-pressed, you see, naturally, if you look at Abraham Maslow's theory of needs and others, the basic needs. So if a human being must feed, must do certain basic things, some may even use community toilets, so they must pay for that and all of that. They will have to find ways and means of making that happen so they can cater for their basic needs, which means that what you're breeding in society is a very corrupt society. People will cut every corner. And another thing I've noticed, because of the temperature of our country, people are so aggressive nowadays. Have you noticed driving or something like, people are on edge. The least thing someone is agitated. I don't know whether you noticed.
Recklessness is totally hard.
People are like, their minds are so hot that, what kind of kakra challenge? I've seen people fight over some things in town and I'm like, hey.
You know, our blood cells, the kind of blood in our system also determine the kind of food you should eat.
So you mean your blood type?
Yes. So if you are not eating the right food, especially those with the O positives,
okay,
there are certain food that when they eat, it gets them agitated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've heard some of these theories.
Oh yeah, no, it happens. Yeah.
We need education in this.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
people, because of poverty, because of people who are struggling to survive, so they go out and eat anything.
Yeah.
So it's boiling inside them, and they need to be. We need to help them to cool down. And I don't know how that one will happen. Because the 400 cities that you mentioned for a family of 4.
4 plus, 4 and above.
Yes. How can you survive on 400 cities?
Maybe in the rural areas, where prices of...
they are suffering in the rural areas more than we do.
But to be fair, the leap is not supposed to take care of everything. It's just, it's giving you a leap. It's giving you a little push.
I agree. I agree. You see, in Africa here, we have allowed government upon government to go scot-free without taking responsibility.
Okay.
Government is responsible to give us shelter, to give us food, and to clothe us.
Right.
That's the government responsibility. But in Africa, we allow government to do anything anyhow. That is why somebody will come and then he doesn't care how he conduct himself to destroy somebody's business, to get people sacked from, or businesses collapse and people lose their jobs.
I know.
Because we don't pay unemployment.
Politics, yeah.
Yeah, because we don't pay unemployment benefit.
Yeah.
We don't pay job seekers.
We don't have those social welfare systems.
Yeah,
Yes. So,
yeah, we need to.
So if I'm president today or I'm in charge of something, I wouldn't mind saying anything on air or doing anything to destroy somebody's business. Because the consequences, I don't feel it. Looking at what do you call that one? The financial sector or whatever.
Cleanup.
Is it the cleanup?
Yeah.
Look at the number of people who lost their jobs. What happens to them? Those people were contributing to social security.
Yeah.
They lost their jobs. Yeah. And nobody have thought of how those people will live.
And there are suggestions that it was tainted with
partisanship and all of that.
Vindictive.
You see.
But anyway, if we start that conversation, we will not end.
I know, but it's very, very necessary that we talk about those things, so that we make people responsible for some of the actions and inactions. Because you see, it's difficult out there. You are talking about 7 million who are in abject poverty or in various whatever.
7 point something million.
Yeah.
But those who are supposed to be even in the middle class, they are finding difficult.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
life is hellishly difficult.
It's very difficult.
It's very, very tough.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the prices of cement and now the move by, and let's get into your papers, but the move by, the trade minister, bring it down and all of that, but it doesn't work like that. But anyway, let's look at the
subject whatever policy initiative to the logic of reality.
Yeah. Let's quickly. So we have less than 10 minutes left. So
65% of
make the most of it.
Ghanaians aged between 15 and 24.
So that's the New Finder newspaper,
yeah,
right?
New Finder. This New Finder are jobless, and according to the story, sorry for this.
I think that's the one from the latest Human Development Index, the report.
Yeah. That's the latest from that index, and we all know that
which page is this supposed to be on? You can look for it.
Page 9 and page 9. Oh, this is
page 9.
Yeah. It's
sometimes they don't put the stories on where they say you can find them.
Okay, the story is here.
Okay.
A staggering 65% of young Ghanaians aged between 15 and 24 are struggling with unemployment, according to the 2023 Ghana Human Development Report. Despite a decade of strong economic growth, the informal sector remains dominant, accounting for 75% of the workforce. And the point can hardly be articulated that people in this age bracket,
15 to 24, 65% of
they
them
are preponderant force.
Jobless.
Yeah, jobless. And this was either for good or for evil. So this touchwood, if they should march onto the street, take the law into their own hands, you can imagine the consequences. What happened in Kenya recently?
I shudder to even talk about what happened in Kenya. If you hadn't brought it up, I don't even want to bring it up because, I mean, you can talk about it, but it makes me cringe. You know, I heard Okudzeto Ablakwa talk about, oh, what happened in Kenya, we should, but trust me, it's crazy. It tells you of the frustration of young people. And now you say you want to withdraw the bill. You will not sign the bill into law. After people have died, now you realize you will not sign it into law.
That was
a typical African leader.
Ruto filled. That was a mistake of epic proportions on the part of the president. The security agency is giving the red flags. He saw the red flags. And here's a man who rode on the back of cutting taxes. He gets into office and then widening the tax net.
But are we not seeing the same thing here?
This is the dark side of politics, and our good friend, the politician, is here. So there's the need, but Ben, this reinforces the need for politicians. I've been thinking, I've been worried about the promises galore relative to election 2024. You know, the campaigning is spiced with promises. That is normal. But there's a need for our political class to inject the highest degree of pragmatism into what they promise the people. People like, we know some of them, there's no need to mention names. They represent the comical footnote of our political system, electoral system. Some can even promise extending the sea from Accra to Kumasi. Yes, because this promises made them relevant. But NDC and MPP leaders, please be very circumspect in what you promise the people. Because the likelihood of your party, of your president coming to power is so high. And so when you come to power, the people will match your promises with your delivery. And when there's a shortfall, they will hold your legs to the fire of accountability.
Exactly.
And as a leader, it will haunt you. So in the name of Christ, we are begging the political... You know, Ghana is not in normal times. Economically, we are still on the ropes, and we've suspended our debt payment. And in 2 years' time, the debt repayment will exert more financial pressure, economic pressure on us. And this will limit the space for anyone who wins the 2024 election to deliver. So please, this is a time for you to square whatever promise you make to the logic of reality.
Right. Thank you very much. Would you like to the publisher?
Because
and then later we'll take a... Would you like to take a quick swipe at your second?
On the 65%.
65%.
I doubt the figure. The figure should be more
15
than
to 24-year-olds, 65%.
It should be about
15 to 24.
Less than 90%.
You think it should be about 90%?
Yeah, because
but this is statistical.
Oh yeah, you see, I don't believe this 65%.
You think it should be about 90%?
90%. I'm telling you, because how many 15-year-olds, 18, 17, 20...
All the way to 24.
24 are working. And they are not working. You understand? So the figure 65 may be just trying to be moderate, you know. Okay.
And then another story which sounds a huge alarm bell is that alcohol consumption among children is sparing mental health crisis. This is serious. And the story says the Mental Health Authority has identified a disturbing trend which indicates that children between the ages of 10 and 14 are increasingly engaging in alcohol consumption, leading to a significant rise in mental health disorders.
Yeah.
Well,
when you have nothing to do and you are hard pressed, you see a lot of them veering into betting. You see a lot of them veering into, and now we have institutionalized it, so we are even taxing the betting returns, 10%. I mean, I don't know where our society is heading, but it is what it is.
Let's advertising too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a relationship, that relationship between what you consume mentally and what you consume physically.
Let's quickly get into some stories from you.
I think the Church of Christ, Church of Jesus Christ, renovates schools in Accra. And I think we need to allow them for that gesture. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, in collaboration with the Gammancha Foundation, have renovated the Manche Taki Tawia, the first cluster of schools in Adabraka. To me, this is a very long story, so I don't think we can read all of them.
Oh, you can just read a little portion.
Yes.
I mean, but I think the story speaks for itself.
Yes.
So you can get to another
I think
story.
there was something that those leaders who went there from the church, they mentioned. I was listening to your news yesterday, and they said something. They said that they were asking us to maintain what they've done for them.
Yeah.
Because they've realized that in this country we don't maintain what we have.
Yeah.
You know, so now they've gone to renovate it. It will look plush, but as to how we keep it is a problem.
Yeah.
So I want to applaud the Jesus Christ of Latter-day or whatever, Church of Jesus Christ for their kind gesture, but I want to take this opportunity to inform those who are going to manage it that they should listen to that message the man said, that we should maintain them.
We should maintain them. That actually feeds into what Otumfuo is also saying. Complete stalled hospital projects. I mean, we'll not read it. That's Otumfuo charging the minister. That's another part of the problem. You start, you stop.
Yeah.
We say Agenda 111.
Yeah.
By the end of the year, we'll see how many we're able to complete.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just waste taxpayers' resources.
Yeah, exactly.
But
because,
anyway.
because when it comes to power, we believe that we need to start our own thing and forget about our predecessors.
But that's not continuity.
State policy.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But let's look at your final paper very quickly.
Big stakes and high tension as Biden-Trump debate.
Oh yeah, that was yesterday.
Yesterday.
I just caught the portion before, but I didn't watch it. Did you catch it?
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
I didn't watch it. I'd come back from Kumasi late night.
You know, because they are practically neck and neck, it was crucial. People were going to listen to them, and I think I have to read on that this morning and follow the videos and find out how it went.
But we're told that Trump was leading, but only to hear yesterday that they are now neck and neck in terms of opinion polls.
You mean the polls?
The polls, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I listened to some citizens of the states, and they are here and there, but, you know, they can be funny. November will come, and we'll see.
Followed by December.
We'll see how they vote.
Okay.
But before we go, let's just take a look at the Daily Graphic newspaper and what it has this morning for us. National airline plan hits snag. This is something that has been in the offing for a long time. Development impossible without moral values. Apostle Nyamiche says so. There's also operationalized Ashanti Regional Hospital. Asante Hidden says so. And debt forgiveness will help restructuring efforts. Mahama to South Korean ambassador. Before we go, we have to go. We're pressed for time. But that call, Apostle Nyamiche, development impossible without moral values. You want to be president, and you probably his running mate. Just quickly, 30 seconds each. How do we get there?
Morals?
Moral values.
Yeah, it's very, very necessary. But here...
Do you have them?
Oh, sure, I do.
You do?
Oh, I do.
Because our leaders tend to,
It's just that here we try to worship those who have made money and forget about how they made the money.
Okay.
You see, so now if you go to anywhere and you are able to demonstrate that you have cash, yeah, everybody will accept you. But if you go anywhere and you demonstrate clean, moral, whatever. This is my friend. We are not.
Those with the cash are the ones who get the front seats in church.
Exactly. So even if you go to the church, okay, the Church of Pentecost.
Why?
No, because it's from.
You don't go into which.
No, the apostle who mentioned it is from Church of Pentecost.
Okay, all right.
So that's why I'm saying that, relating to that.
Yeah.
If you go there, yeah, they have a lot of businessmen, okay, and they are giving eldership role and all those kind of stuff. And some of them, they are not as we expected them to be, you know. So.
That's an interesting point you make.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Final thoughts, and then we're going.
It is evident beyond contradiction that the moral center of the Ghanaian is almost gone.
Exactly.
The moral compass is gone.
It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. So there's a need for us, in choosing our leaders, to look at the morality, the sense of morality of our leaders. Because if you vote for people with morally rotten characters, you also pay the price for what that rotten characters do with power.
Okay.
So this is a wake-up call to all Ghanaians. Rhetoric here, people will razzle, dazzle, because all kinds of promises.
Yeah.
But what is the moral quality of the one making the promises? This should guide us as we head towards a crucial election on 7 December.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Roland Afeomoni is former president of the GJA. We also had joining the conversation founder, leader of the LPG. He wants to be president, Kofi Akpelu.